And the Cotton Bowl is not, and they've got some bad news about one of their members who's been a major factor in their season so far.
Yeah, really, this is beginning to become disheartening, you know, because that's 2 in a row now. Two running backs in a row. Although we may have one of them. It's just kind of questionable. We'll get into that. Following yesterday's football practice, head coach Ken Hatfield announced that James returned to the Razorbacks lineup, that the university would apply for a medical hardship. But unfortunately for the football team, another member of the backfield may be absent from this weekend's game. Senior fullback Marshall Foreman, who missed the Rice game Saturday, is still suffering from a tender right shoulder. Foreman, who hopes to play at Baylor Saturday, is unsure when he'll return to practice.
I think I'm going to be able to practice. I don't know if I'm going to be full speed today or not, because yesterday my shoulder felt a little sore just running with it, moving it. But I imagine by Thursday, Friday, I should be ready to go. Maybe I'll take a lick on it, I might go out again, I don't know.
As of now, the backfield will consist of Joe Johnson, Sammy Van Dyke, and Derek Thomas at the fullback spot. On the high school gridiron, when Springdale wraps up the regular season against Fayetteville this Friday, running back Chris Smith will be absent from the lineup with an injured elbow. However, tailbacks are a dime a dozen at Springdale. Where Smith leaves off, Scott Ray hopes to pick up. Last week, the junior running back rushed for 85 yards and 2 touchdowns from 2 and 19 yards out in the Bulldogs' 31-0 win over Russellville. With that performance, Pete Zinn, along with Channel 4029, has named Ray the Player of the Week. And according to head coach Gerald Williams, Ray is just one of 10 backs that contributed to the Red Dogs' win.
We'd like to play as many people as we can, and really there's not a whole lot of difference between our first team running backs and our second team and third team, and we give them a lot of opportunity to play. Right now we've got some kids that's going both ways.
Tomorrow night at 10, we'll have an in-depth look at the Springdale-Fayetteville rivalry. That'll be tomorrow evening at 6. Now, 4 teams are in contention for playoff spots in the Quad A West Conference, but only 3 will advance to postseason play. Now, let's see what must happen for the 4 teams to appear and be playoff bound at least. Now, Springdale is automatically in. They will be going no matter what happens. For Southside to go, Fayetteville must have a victory over Springdale, and Southside must defeat Northside by 12 or more points. So Southside with the backs against the wall. For Northside to go, they must play Southside within 11, or if Springdale wins over Fayetteville. And for Fayetteville to go, a win over Springdale, or if Northside plays Southside within 11. So the back really against the wall being for Southside. Well, meanwhile...
economical. And the Plus 90 is so efficient, it uses less gas. So cash in on our double deal. Call 800 Hot Sale for your Bryant dealer. And if you get a busy signal, call again.
See the Johnson Center and Arkansas Western Gas in Fayetteville.
This is Craig Cannon with today's Missing Child Report. Sister and brother Shannon and...
Nothing else in the world like it. That is the subject of today's Sports Friday feature. Steve Heyman is in Fayetteville, and he's got more on these rivalries tonight. Right, Steve?
Big rivalries, Alan. There's a lot more to high school football games than the actual contest itself. And as we learn in this Sports Friday report, plenty of high school hype has been taking place in Fort Smith and Washington County. At Northside High School this morning, a huge pep rally took place with unusual occurrences. For instance, a mini float contest that featured Skinny riding in a wagon. Now, for some reason, they're pulling a bulldog there, and they're not playing Fayetteville or Springdale. They're playing the Rebels. A couple of womenless and menless beauty reviews. That always adds to the flavor of things, getting the rankings there. Now, along with the drill team at Southside, Colonel Rebel. Man, he's getting them pumped up, aren't they? Look at him, loving it, doing the wave there, literally waving the flag. Of course, the Southside-Northside game kickoff at 7:30. Meanwhile, pregame festivities culminated at Fayetteville High School last night with a powder puff game and a rather large bonfire. The Purple Dogs and Red Dogs will kick things off in just 1 hour. And according to students from Fayetteville High School, it will be no problem.
We hadn't won a conference championship since we've been in the high school, so I really think the seniors will come through and we'll pull it out this year.
See the name of the city right here?
Yeah.
And that rings a bell, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
And Fayetteville fans probably don't like Springdale very much, do they?
No.
So you honestly think that you can beat Springdale Friday night?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what do you honestly think is going to happen there at about 7:30 Friday night?
Fayetteville is going to beat Springdale.
But Springdale fans beg to differ. Who's going to win?
Springdale.
Why Springdale? I mean, Fayetteville, they said they were going to beat you.
Because we're better.
You can tell by the spirit in the school. Everybody's ready. We're ready for the game, and they don't have a chance.
They said they were going to whoop you all. What do you think about that?
Okay. Tigers. Yeah.
And, of course, the answer to who has won in the last 3 years, Springdale. That may change tonight. A lot of rivalries. We'll have all the scores and highlights tonight at 10. Alan?
All right, thank you very much, Steve. Well, Burke Hulley seems to have lost some of his usual optimism in his somewhat critical commentary today.
I'm sick of optimism about the tourist potential of Fort Smith. For 2 years, I've been dazzled by